What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd and I am back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning on the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as a set. His name is Joe. His opponent today in the red color with the God swap, playing Zeus. His name is Skady. It's currently 2-0 in this best of 5 winners final for the Bill Gregg Open. Winner of this game, or winner of this series, for Joe, winner of this game, if he wins this game. The winner of this series goes on to the grand final to face the winner of the losers bracket. It's a very exciting time to be alive. Very exciting indeed. And Skady has been playing some runners. He's been slapped around a little bit by Joe in the games there, and he's decided to make the switch over to Zeus. The map is Watering Hole. Not a bad map for Zeus by any stretch, but it's again another one of Set's high tier maps. But I feel like it's a good map for Zeus to fight Set on. He's got access to the ceasefire to counter any sort of shifting sands shenanigans. He's got access to 2 town centers, nice and safe, to compete with the 2 town centers of Zeus. And then he's also got access to Apollo to hit a part of the map which puts the Set's army out of position. For example, with that Underworld, you underworld the back town center while the armies are defending their forward town center. You kill their back town center, you take their back town center, you take their game. It's finally starting to do some pig scouting. Pig scouting is so important. I find with Zeus against Set, on this map specifically, you want to scout the middle, you want to find the priest. If you find the priest, you bolt the priest, you win. You see the crocodile is set, and you know the priest is nearby. I think Sky is going to find this priest. I'm super happy to get that one there and just bolt it. And then you just scout your home base with pigs, especially if you have 4 like this. Well, we see the scout, he sees the priest, and there we go. That's going to be a bolt. That's going to be no elephant for him. Very, very big there. That's going to make 2 town center play from Joe a little bit harder. I don't know if you saw what he did here, but there's this little ghost building thing you can do against animals to make your villagers not lose any HP. It's not that hard. It's a little bit cute, and I'm not sure if it speeds anything up, but it definitely, I think it's kind of better to animation cancel and something like that, but it definitely helps in terms of the good stuff. The good stuff indeed. Tempo going up for Skady now. Checking all the stuff out. And that's it. So that's a big win there for Skady. I just saw Peggy Rush say in the chat, now it's winnable. And he's actually quite correct. The biggest problem with Set, the biggest problem you run into fighting Set, is you can't push them off hunt because they just have not infinite hunt, they have so much hunt that they can just eat underneath their town center. So they just boom out of control and it feels like you can't do anything. We are seeing a fairly fast classical age here from Joe, and it's a fairly slow classical age from Sky. Let's go to Athena. I don't know if I like Athena here. He does have a forward gold mine. We're seeing all the houses going up around it. I don't think Skady's scouted the base of Joe at all, so I'm not sure about that one at all here. Not sure. But I guess Athena, you can put the pressure on. We're seeing the units getting pulled back into the base onto the pigs. And we're seeing vision gets cast. This is a fake vision. This is a fake vision. We're not gonna. Joe's not gonna ever do this attack. He steals the pigs. Okay, it's not even a fake vision. He just steals all the pigs. That's actually really interesting. This makes sense that he's done this because he realizes he does not have access to as much hunt as he once would because the priest got killed. We're seeing military academy, archery range getting thrown down in the middle of the map here. This is pretty all in. This is a pretty old strategy which back in the day would have worked really well, but I feel like I feel like Joe's seen it and he knows what to do. So we'll see if he counters it well enough. He chucks up all the walls around his base. Makes sure that this tower stays up for as long as possible. This wall over here makes life really difficult. We can chuck another wall up if he so chooses. Just keep going. Oh, it's not even... That's weird. It's not actually blocking anything here, but that's fine. No barracks up just yet from Joe. I think he's just happy just to spam walls to make segments around here. Trading back to the base. Only 2 military buildings and not producing anything from them. What are you doing, Skady? What are you doing? He's grabbing his second town center. Okay. So it's a 2-town center. Delayed. It's a delayed 2-town center Athena play. Not sure I like it. I would have preferred him to advance like 415, go like straight 2-town centers, and then build the military academy archery range. But see if you can put some pressure on here. Like I said, part of what makes Set so strong is you don't need to defend your base, your villages. You don't have to defend them. They just sit underneath the town center and grab as much food as they can. We're seeing barracks getting thrown down. I love this barracks here. Makes it really hard for the army of Skady to go for a town center takedown. You chuck down the barracks around the town center, and there's less surface area for them to go onto. They have to run around some issues here, and we're seeing some more houses going up. He's even housing around his villages. Another barracks coming up, and Joe just going to be nice and chill here. I wonder if this was in essence just a fake. Just a gigantic fake from Skady. Just goes complete standard Hermes style, but goes to Athena because why not? He's got access to restoration, which it's not a counter to ancestors like ceasefire is, but if you're in the right position with all 3 heroes, you get Heracles, Odysseus, Jason out. Restoration is enough to win a fight against an ancestors. So we'll see if that's what he goes for. Is he still building military? He's not building military anymore. He's going for 3 town centers. This is a okay. I feel like what I said earlier in regard to the Apollo strat is basically what Skady's doing. He's going to go 3 town centers. I was just confused why he went Hermes, but I guess it doesn't really matter, which is fine. It's just like kind of a fake, and you can see all these resources wasted here. It's not a lot, but it's gold, and it's just Joe had to do it just to respect Athena. And we're even seeing Skady throwing down some stables now just to change that up, and Joe's not gonna be aware of that. But Joe's smart enough to not have built any. He's only built 1 axeman, so he's smart there. He's realized this is 3 town centers. So what Skady's doing is going to max villages in the classical age, advance to the heroic age about 12 minutes, my guess, and get to the mythic age 13:30 or 14 minutes in. This is if everything goes well for him, and go for an Apollo attack with the Colossus, with medium hoplite, maybe heavy hoplite, and a huge army, and try and does the stuff. Got the Nephthys coming through for Joe now. So, I mean, it's completely bizarre, right? Because normally we see Set being able to just do what he pleases. And because his shifting sands only stole pigs, it's a bit of a different situation he's going to be in. See what he can pull out here, because he does have to do something. You can't just sit back on 2 town centers here and expect to be able to move out and take this 3rd town center easily. It's just not going to happen. And we're seeing more units getting produced now for Skady. Migdol Stronghold coming up for Joe. So we'll see what happens, but I mean, I think Joe kind of needs to put he has to do something. I'm actually, as an Egyptian player, I'm interested to see how Joe deals with this. I feel like throwing up Siege Workshop and trying to get up 130 pop very fast and Ancestors attack this location may be okay. Got a really nice gold mine here as well that he's able to grab, so he doesn't have to worry about gold. But we'll see what happens. This guy's pumping out village from everywhere. He's got all of this hunt that hasn't been touched. None of his economy's been touched, so Skady's in a real good position at this point. Maybe he could sneak this town center because Skady's not got any real clue about that. He doesn't have any scout on top of it. The Odysseus taking down the Wadget in the back. Not able to pick him off just yet. Now seeing these chariot archers doing some damage, getting some of that damage in there while the army's retreating. Kind of don't want to be moving out with Zeus against the chariot archers, a Zeus army against an Egyptian army even, until you feel like you can actually fight. So we'll see. I think Joe could potentially just go Mythic Age himself here. He's getting fortified town centers. He's starting up a market. So maybe Mythic Age is the way to go here. And Skady will be chasing him though. And he's not going to be too far behind him. I'm expecting it to be like maybe a minute behind. Especially because we've seen the fortified town centers from Joe. You can use that tornado or something like that, or meteor on this location just to pick up everything. But it's going to be tough for him, I reckon. I think Skady's playing this nicely here. Really shouldn't be taking this fight until you have medium Hippocon. We've seen the restoration. Ooh, super early restoration and ancestors being forced here. That's exactly what Skady wants. He's got a nice wall here that he can just run through. But I don't know. I do not know about this at all. I think that ancestors did not need to be thrown down. I think Joe could have just retreated into this little gap here. Held on to that ancestors, but that's good for Skady. Skady's going to be happy about that when he's going to clean up these ancestors without taking too many losses here. He's got Jason Odysseus, not having to deal with anything else. Nice microing away the Hippocon. Seeing these chariot archers. I'm going to be spotting some villages to pick off. He should be able to get both of those and get out with his life. He's trying to stop the walls from going up, but he does have an escape route around this location here. He's managed to pick off the wall as well. All the ancestors are finished now. And that's that. Skady going to be Skady going to try and chase this, but I feel like it's not a great concave for him. That's micro there, pulling that Hippocon back, dodging some arrow fire. That's nice for him. Is he advancing? Are we seeing some techs? Yeah, Apollo's coming through and Horus is coming through. So we'll see. We'll see if this is all going to come down to how much damage can this tornado do. If it can do enough damage to this location, potentially Joe is going to be fine. If it does not do enough damage to this location, we're going to see Mythic Age from Skady through Hephaestus. And it's going to be super difficult for Joe. He's moving out with the Migdol Stronghold, realizes he needs to get something that he can retreat back into if he needs it. And this army from Skady is kind of throwing away units here. The nice micro from the Scorpion Man pulling them back. And do we have the market coming down? We're seeing Masons getting researched. Skady has a lot of food in the bank, not much gold in the bank though. Spending maybe too much on the Hippocon here. And he's throwing away units when he really shouldn't be. That's kind of what Joe wants. He wants Skady to throw away units so he can have that tech advantage. There we go. Horus has been hit. And the Chariot Archer moving in here. We see Tornado getting thrown down. Loses the Chariot Archer, but he's going to do a lot of damage to this. Masons is up. This town center should fall. You are seeing Skady just going to grab this top town center. Just like, sure, take it, I don't care. You grab this top one and it's going to be totally fine. And there we go. Town center just gets picked off there with only 1 second left. You can see Skady has built town center. Skady has lost town center. He does not mind seeing the villagers try and get this town center back. He does not have access to ceasefire, so it won't matter too much. If this army can win here, he does have the Avenger out, and there's only an Odysseus in the back here. Here we go, the Avenger moving in. Going to actually do so much damage to this army. Nice micro pulling the Toxotes back. Well done, well done. Okay, got the Heracles out. He's got the Heracles out. The settlement is not up. And Joe going to be able to grab this location here. And I feel like Skady's not playing this one right. He should not stay in the classical, in the heroic age. Just let him have the town center. Just let him have it. Get to the mythic age yourself. 3 town center Zeus mythic age versus 3 town center Egyptian mythic age. I'm going with the Zeus mythic age any day of the week, especially because there's no more tornado left. And we're seeing some Apaspis coming out for some reason. These are not good units against chariots at all. Hoplite much better, but totally fine with the catapult now out. More barracks coming down. Skady's still okay here. 143 pop, looking close to the next stage. Underworld Passage. Underworld Passage comes down into these villages. This is all going to be dead villages. No, he doesn't have that much army over here. Alright, we've got some Oxy war barges here. I wonder if this is in range. It may be in range, maybe not. Does have a Pentaconta out. That's kind of enough to... actually, I'm not sure if it is enough to win this one here. I think these units do win. But the thing yeah, it's the thing you have to realize about these Oxy war barges is you can't actually stop the docks from going up because it just doesn't do enough damage. But once they're up, they do all the damage they possibly can. That's it. Still trying to get up here for Joe. He's sitting 135 pop of 140, and Skady's at 142 of 145. So pop's even here. So at this point, it's not looking good for Skady at all. Seeing irrigation getting research, no mythic age for a Skady, and it's not have the gold income at this point to get there, and he has to worry about boats potentially attacking the town center. I'm not sure this is enough. I'm not sure these can quite make it. I mean, I've been wrong. I've been wrong before, so I mean, we'll see. But I feel like we'll see. We'll see what happens. Don't want to say it's not going to be in range, but I feel like it's not going to be in range. All right, looking like Joe's just super happy to take this fight here, fighting underneath Migdol Stronghold Fire. This with champion chariots in the back, it's like Joe's totally cool here to just fight, and he's got more population, forcing the Hippocons out with their crazy high gold cost, and also spending quite a bit of resources trying to deny this this water here as well. It's just a lot going on. The Manticore on the back of the army here. Do we have... Joe's not getting funeral rites. I'm not sure if it's just because he doesn't have the favor or if he's saving the favor for something else. He's got the resources for it. But they just do so much more damage. Once you get like a massive like 3 Manticore, you can get their special attack onto a group of units. It just melts them. A little bit of mismicro from Skady there. He's going to be losing one of those Manticore. Town Center's still not going up for Joe. He's pulling some more villagers over here. Potentially would be a better idea to just throw up some guard towers or something. And Skady's just falling ever so slightly behind at this point. And oh, looks like I was totally wrong. These war barges have got space to play with. And this town center is going to be going down. It's going to be 140 to 130 pop if Skady can't afford to get out his fortified town centers, which is going to be huge. And there's the town center down, deletes those ships immediately. We're going to leave up... You only really need to leave up 1 Oxy war barge, basically. Can he run over this water? I can't run over that water. And here we go. Now the army of Joe is just gigantic. It's able to compete with this Skady army, only 130 pop here. And just basically the war of attrition, keeping Skady in his weak heroic age and still building a Apaspis. They just have no pierce armor, and when you're fighting against the Migdol Stronghold, it just doesn't seem worth it. It's much better to build hoplite, I reckon, if you're going to be building them at all to counter the spearmen. Now we're seeing some of these catapults sieging away at the back of the army here for Joe. He's able to start taking down some of these military buildings, but Joe's trying to get this town center up. He's finally got the fairy wing. He's only 4 HP. Just right click on that with a Toxody and you stop the town center from going up, but it's like Joe gets his town center here, and then you know what that means? That gold income is going to start becoming an issue. This mercenary is going to be coming out. Honorable Passage is still up here, but Joe can just move over here and make a market in this location. And it's not quite as good as this top one because you go to this town center, but still good, still good. And Joe's just a matter of time right now. Move through, take the underworld passage out, grab this town center. As long as Joe doesn't make any crazy mistakes here, it's I don't see it. I don't see it being an easy game for Skady to hold on to, just because he's still in the heroic age. And I mean, is he advancing to the next stage? No, he doesn't have any resources. He's still building villages. He's not even maxed villages here. Pharaoh and Priest sitting in the back here, just absolutely wrecking havoc on these Manticore. He's sitting at 4 HP, and Skady's just out of his element here, it's looking like. And Joe just absolutely ridiculous play. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's looking like Skady's getting 108 pop to 160 pop of Joe, and the technology is just going to start flowing in here, and that's GG. Well played, Skady. Taps out, and Joe wins it. 3-0 in this winners final. Skady is not out of the tournament though. He goes to the losers bracket, has a potential chance to redeem himself against Joe. Don't know what to say, man. Like, Joe just played on another level tonight. Just really, really strong play, and you just couldn't fault him. I feel in my soul that had Skady sacrifice this town center in order to get Mythic Age, instead of sacrificing units, get Hephaestus, he would have been able to win this game. I feel like he had the game in the bag. I feel like his strategy was good. I think Joe would have had to have done something special to win. It wouldn't have just been a straight steamroll here. But what to say? Nothing more to say. Joe takes it. He is in the winners final. Gets to go on to face the winner of the losers bracket. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Appreciate you guys so much. If you enjoyed the games and you're not already following, love to have you hit that follow button. Thank you for the follows for the stream.